my name is Chantel. Welcome back to my channel and thanks for hanging out with me today. So today, as you guys can see by the title, we're going to be talking about the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. So I'm actually going to go ahead and show you guys who I vote for in each category, and I'm also going to talk about each category individually and what I think about it because I do have quite a bit to say. And I don't know, I feel very conflicted with a lot of these nominees. Some of them I feel like shouldn't be on there. Also, I feel like Banana Fish got snubbed, personally, for most of these categories because I feel like Banana Fish deserved to be in a lot of these categories and it didn't. It only got into one category and that was for Best Director. And that kind of breaks me a little bit because Banana Fish was really good. Thankfully, I'm not the only one that thinks this way. A lot of us that love Banana Fish really think it deserved to be in more categories instead of just one, which is just, I don't know. It really does deserve it. I should have been in at least Best Opening, Anime of the Year, and one of the boys should have been in the Best Boy category. Personally, my pick for Best Boy from the trio in Banana Fish would have to be Shorter. Which is, like I said, it baffles me that... I don't know. I'm just... Can you guys tell I'm a little bit disappointed? Banana Fish is my personal Anime of the Year, so maybe I'm just being biased. I really don't know. But seeing as there's other people that say, hey, what happened to Banana Fish? Because it was the most talked about during the summer and during the fall. I constantly saw it being talked about a lot, despite it being on Amazon, which is something to say because most of the anime that gets put on Amazon does not get talked about. So the fact that Banana Fish was talked about, even though it was on Amazon, says a lot. So again, it's a little bit upsetting that it got snubbed and it only got into one category, which was for Best Director. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, that was actually the first thing that I voted instantly for because Banana Fish does deserve to win at least in that category. It's the only category that it's in and I'm like, at least it did get nominated for one thing, but still it's like... Anywho, let's move on. Let's go ahead and check out for Best Protagonist. So I do have a problem with one of the nominees, and that is Kakegurui. The reason why I have a little bit of a problem is just because in the US it did get released in 2018, but it's actually an anime from the year before. So I don't understand. But at the same time, I do get it, why it was chosen to be a nominee here, but at the same time I feel like it doesn't deserve it. I feel like it should have gone to something more newer, if that makes sense. Netflix is pretty much to blame for Kakegurui being given to us, at least here in the US, so late. But at the same time, like I said, it was an anime that was talked about the year before and not necessarily 2018. Like, when you think of 2018, do you guys really think of Kakegurui? I don't think so. But anyway, that's just how I feel personally, and it kind of sucks that most of these categories Kakegurui is in, and I feel like it should have gone to a newer anime that aired this year, that was talked about this year. So yeah, I don't know. So my vote for Best Protagonist, I don't know, because I don't know. The only one that I haven't seen, well actually two, that I haven't seen from this list would be The Slime and Megalobox, which I'm really surprised at, well, not really surprised that Megalobox is in a lot of these categories, but at the same time I'm like, this is a little too much Megalobox at the same time, if that makes any sense. Anyway, let's go ahead and cast my vote. So who I'm gonna vote for, I think I'm gonna go with Violet Evergarden. It was actually between her and Sakota, but me personally, I loved Violet more as a protagonist. Alright, so for Best Antagonist, I actually kind of regret who I picked now. I picked this like really late at night, but now thinking about it, I'm like, fudge. I should have chosen Ryo from Devilman Crybaby. Because after sleeping on it and thinking about it this morning, I'm like, fudge. I should have picked Rio. Rio made a really interesting antagonist in Devilman Crybaby, so now I'm like I said, now I'm like, fuck! But yeah, that's just my feelings, and now I can't take it back. I can't take my vote back. I actually picked Tsurumi from Golden Kamuy. And I think the reason why I picked him is because I ended up binge watching the second season of Golden Kamuy. I actually watched it dubbed, so I caught up with the last 3 episodes that I missed. So I think that's probably why I ended up voting for Tsurumi. Whoops, I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have waited until the next morning, but oh well. But even then, I guess I'm okay with it, even though, like I said, now I regret not casting my vote to Ryo. But Tsurumi in Golden Kamuy, he is like an interesting character, and he's just a little wacky. And I think that's why personally that's why I picked him, because he's just so wacky and you don't know what he's up to or what's gonna happen next, because he always has something up his sleeve. And I think that's why I picked him as, voted for my antagonist pick. But yeah. Does that make any sense? I hope I'm making some sense at least. Who I think is gonna win? It's probably gonna be All for One, actually, for My Hero Academia, which is kind of sad. Because it's My Hero Academia, everyone loves My Hero Academia, and I already know, like, All for One's gonna take it, so yeah. Oh, I didn't even mention who I thought was gonna take Best Protagonist in the end, which I actually don't know. I definitely think it might be between Retsuko, Violet, or maybe Sakuta, because again, that's another one that was really talked about a lot during the fall season, so maybe it might go to Sakuta. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so Best Boy category. Kotaro Tatsumi. I don't really consider him as a best boy, and I feel like his spot could have gone to one of the characters from Banana Fish. That's what I think personally. He was a fun character, but I don't see him as best boy. Honda-san, I do get why he's on here, and same thing with Midoriya, but I think he was in the best boy list last year and he didn't win, if I remember correctly, because he was against Todoroki. And I don't think Bakugo was in it. Honestly, I think they should have switched it out with Bakugo if they wanted to go with a My Hero Academia character. Or they should have given it to a different anime, if that makes sense. Because My Hero is another repeating anime and it's going to continue on. So I feel like it should have gone to a different anime, if that makes sense. Like a newer one. So that spot could have gone to another anime that should be more known and like more deserving, if that makes sense. I don't know. And personally, who I think should have taken Deku's spot for best boy, it should have been Goro from Darling in the Franxx, which I'm really surprised that he wasn't in this, because a lot of people loved him and everyone was like, he is best boy from Darling in the Franxx. If you guys have seen Darling in the Franxx, then you guys know what I'm talking about and why he should have been nominated, but I don't know. That's like one of the things that I was like, huh, why isn't Goro on here or one of the characters from Banana Fish on here? For my vote, I don't know. Cause like I said, Kotaro, he's just not best boy. So, and then there's Deku, and I don't want to give it to Deku because it's, I don't know. It's a reoccurring series and I feel like I should vote for a newer one. I think I'm gonna have to go with Sakuta though for best boy, because of just the way that Bunny Girl Senpai centered around him and how he helped all the girls go through all the stuff that they were going through. But I'm not gonna get into too much details, but I think he deserves at least best boy, I guess. There you go, that's who I picked for best boy. Who I think is gonna win? Probably Deku. Alright, next is best girl. So best girl, I already knew. When I saw the nominees, I already knew who I was gonna pick, and that was Anzu. Like, no question about it. If Anzu doesn't win for best girl, I will riot. She deserves it for sure. And I'm really happy that she is nominated. If you guys watch Hinamatsuri or haven't, go watch it and you'll understand why Anzu is in this, or why like people that have watched Hinamatsuri say that she's best girl. But anyway, then we have a character from A Place Further in the Universe, which I have not seen. Don't kill me for that, because that was the most talked about show during the winter season last year. Again, don't kill me for not being able to watch it. Me personally, it didn't catch my attention. I was like, oh, it looks cute, so I'll watch it later. But like I said, I haven't gotten the chance to watch it, so I don't know. So I can't say too much about A Place Within the Universe. Anyway, another one that kind of had me scratching my head was Lily Hoshikawa from Zombieland Saga. I kind of have the idea why she's on here, but at the same time, like, there's a lot of other characters that could have been best girl from Zombieland Saga. Personally, I feel like she should have been swapped out with 02. And again, that was another thing that I was really confused about, because 02 was talked about constantly during the winter season. That was everybody's best girl, like, instantly. So I was kind of like, huh, why isn't she on the categories for this nominees? Or why isn't she one of the nominees is what I was trying to say. So yeah, Mai Sakurajima from Bunny Girl Senpai, I understand. But I personally, from Bunny Girl Senpai, I would have chosen Futaba for being best girl. That's just my personal preference. And everything else, yeah, well, Laid Back Camp I haven't seen at all, so I have no idea. Aspira from Golden Kamuy, I can see why she's on here, which is really surprising though that she's on here, because again, not a lot of people really talked about Golden Kamuy. A lot of people really skipped it or dropped it, so I'm like, But anyway, let's go ahead and move on. Who I think is gonna win Best Girl though, I actually don't know. Actually, it might be Mai Sakurajima from Bunny Girl Senpai, because of it just literally ended in the fall season, so it's still fresh on everybody's mind. Everyone's still like hyped up about it, so I definitely think she's gonna take it, but we'll see what happens. Alright, best opening sequence. Again, Kakegurui. I don't know. And then Agretsuko? That one shouldn't be on here at all. Personally, that's what I think. I feel like for Agretsuko, it should have been swapped out with Banana Fish's opening, one of the openings, because I know a lot of people really love both openings, but personally, who I would have picked for best opening from Banana Fish, it would have been Found and Lost, or Lost and Found, something like, that's the name of the song. But anyway, it was the first opening of Banana Fish is what I'm trying to get to. It should have been on here, and I think it should have been swapped out for Agretsuko, because Agretsuko is just, I don't know why she's on here for best opening. Who I'm gonna give it to? I'm gonna give it to Darling in the Franxx, because I actually liked that one better. I like the song, I like the visuals, so I'm gonna give it to Darling in the Franxx. Watakoi, I liked the visuals, but the song wasn't a hit for me. So yeah, I feel like when it comes to openings, I have to like both things. But yeah, anyway. Best opening sequence is gonna go to Darling in the Franxx, for me anyway. Alright, so next is best ending sequence. We have two Fooly Coolies. Why is there two Fooly Cooly ending sequences on here? Why? Why couldn't they just pick one? Because if, like I said earlier, it should have gone to another one that was more deserving. Actually, why is it Run with the Wind's ending sequence on here? I feel like it was really great. Personally, I thought it was really great. But again, it might be because of the lack of people not talking about Run with the Wind. So I can understand that. But as I said before, having two spots for an anime that's basically the same thing, I don't think that was okay on Crunchy's part. But anyway, I don't know. For best opening sequence, who I'm gonna vote for, this is really hard actually because I love After the Rain's ending. It's so beautiful and I had that song on repeat and I loved it so freaking much, but I think personally I'm gonna give it to the Fully Cooley alternative ending because I love the song and I love the visuals in the ending sequence. It was so fun. It was what was it called? Stop motion. That was what the ending sequence was with Fully Cooley alternative, and I thought, like I said, it was really, really fun to watch, and I never skipped it. I always loved watching it repeatedly. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna give it to Fully Cooley, or can't even speak. Fully Cooley alternative. So yeah, because out of everybody, that one was my favorite for sure. Okay, so best VA performance for Japanese. I think you guys already know who I voted for, and that is Mamoru freaking Miyano. If he does not win, I will riot because Mamoru Miyano deserves it with his performance in Zombieland Saga. Oh my gosh, if you guys haven't seen his performance in Zombieland Saga, you guys are really missing out on Mamoru Miyano's best performance of 2018. It was so fantastic, and it's probably like one of the roles that I think captures just what kind of voice actor Mamoru Miyano truly is. So I'm really, really happy that he's on here, and I'm really curious if he wins, will Mamoru Miyano talk about it on his blog post, because he does talk about like things on his blog. So I'm curious if he'll talk about him being nominated or if he even knows. I doubt that he knows or even cares, but I'm pretty sure if he were to find out, he'd be like, oh, sweet, because that's just the type of person Mamoru Miyano is. But anyway, yeah, I'm really happy. Who I think is gonna win? I actually don't know. I want to say Mamoru Miyano because a lot of us really love Mamoru Miyano and his performance in Zombieland Saga, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Alright, so the next one is Best VA Performance for English, and who I think is gonna take it, it's gonna be Christopher Sabat. Like, everybody knows who Christopher Sabat is, and everybody loves him as All Might, so My Hero Academia, it's gonna take it anyway. But my personal preference, I actually don't know, because I do like Carrie Walgreen for Fully Cooley. She's such, I don't know, like her as Haruko was really, really fun. But personally, I think I want to do either Erica Harlacher or Tia Ballard. Because Erica Harlacher did such a fantastic job with the really emotional scenes with Violet Evergarden, and she did such a fantastic job like portraying Violet and like just basically bringing her to life. But at the same time, Tia Ballard did a really great job too with the really emotional scenes in Darling in the Franxx. So I don't know, this is really hard. I think I'm gonna have to give it to Tia Ballard because I really, really liked her performance in Darling in the Franxx the most. So I'm gonna have to give it to Tia Ballard. Alright, so for Best Director, I already choose instantly because it was like the only thing that one of my favorites was nominated for in the only category, and that was Banana Fish. Do I think it's gonna win? I actually have no idea. I think either it's gonna be between Devilman or Violet. I don't know if Banana Fish will unfortunately win. I hope it does, but we'll see what happens. But my vote went to Banana Fish because it was the only category it was in, and yeah, so I'm gonna vote Banana Fish all the way. Alright, next one, Best Animation. We have Violet Evergarden, Devilman Crybaby, Megalobox, haven't watched, Place Further in the Universe, haven't watched, Bloom Into You, I have watched, but really interesting choice. And then My Hero Academia Season 3, which again, it shouldn't even be on here because it was also nominated last year for this category too, so I don't know. Personally, I think it's gonna be between Devilman and Violet for me. But I think this is pretty easy for me actually. Like after thinking about it, it's gonna go to Violet because it's Keanu animation, and if you guys have seen Keanu's work when it comes to anime, it's always beautifully breathtaking, and Violet Evergarden, that's what it is. It was beautifully breathtaking. When I think of like Best animation for this year, I do think of Violet Evergarden. Who do I think will win? I don't know. I think, as I said before, it's a close call between Devilman and Violet. I think it will be between those two, but we'll see what happens. But I think it'll probably be Violet. I don't know, just because, like I said, that's the one thing that people praised Violet for, was how beautiful it looked. So yeah, anyway, best film. So I actually have not seen any of these films at all. I wanted to go see Mirai, but I didn't have the time to go check it out, and it was only available for like 2 days, so that was a total bummer. And the only movie that I actually watched on here was My Hero Academia, so I can only give my vote to the My Hero Academia movie because it's the only one I watched from the whole list. Alright, so best character design. We have Violet Evergarden, Devilman Crybaby, Zombieland Saga, Megalobox, Agretzko, and then JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which I have not seen. That's the only one, well actually not the only one. Megalobox and JoJo's are two that I haven't seen. Don't kill me for not watching JoJo. I'll get to it eventually, I promise you guys. Anyway, I think my vote's gonna go for Devilman with this, just because, I don't know. I think personally their character designs were a little bit more interesting. Alright, now going on to Anime of the Year, which Banana Fish should have been nominated in this. I think Zombieland Saga should have been swapped out for Banana Fish. Personally, that's how I feel, because Zombieland Saga was great, but does it deserve Anime of the Year? I don't think so. Personally, that's how I feel. Like, it was fantastic and it was great, but do I think it's Anime of the Year worthy? Not really. Again, it's no hate to like Zombieland Saga. I love it so much, but as I said, I don't think it deserves to be in here. Hina Matsuri, really surprised it's on here because it wasn't talked about at all. So I don't know. It's just very curious, you know? So it just basically stands between Devilman and Violet. I don't know, again, much about A Place for the New Universe because I haven't watched it, so I can't decide, or Megalobox because I haven't watched it either. So it's gonna be between Devilman and Violet, as I said. So I don't know, this is really hard because Violet was such an emotional ride, but then Devilman was such a fun ride. I personally think I'm gonna give it to Devilman just because I feel like it just was such a game changer at the beginning of the year. It was the one that was the most talked about straight out of 2018, like right away. Everybody and their mamas were talking about it, and there was like, I don't think anybody's had to say anything negative about it. So yeah, I mean, no question about it, Devilman Crybaby. Like, I love Violet Evergarden, so that was kind of hard because I do love Violet, and I think it does deserve to be nominated in there. So yeah, anyway, it's gonna be interesting to see who wins Anime of the Year though. I really don't know who's gonna take it, so we'll see. Best fight scene, Hina versus Anzu. I don't know why it's on here, because it was just them doing rock, paper, scissors for a few seconds and then that was it. So I don't know. It's just, I don't know. The one that I think is gonna win is probably gonna be All for One versus All Might. Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki. I haven't seen it because I dropped Boruto. Black Clover I have not seen, so I can't say too much about it. Ooh, so it's again My Hero versus Devilman. Personally, I think, I don't know. For All for One versus All Might, I think Deku versus Kacchan should have been swapped out for this one. But I don't know. That's just my personal preference anyway, but yeah. But I guess I'm gonna go for the one that was most memorable, and I'll go for My Hero. That's the one I remember the most. I don't remember much about the fight scene with Devilman Crybaby, so yeah, that's why I'm going with this one. So yeah. Alright, so last and final one. Yay! And that is Best Continuing Series, which most of these, 3 of these actually, were nominated last year in the same category. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like it should have been given to like other continuing series. I don't know, but that's just me. I liked Agent Magus Bride. I liked March Comes In Like a Lion, which actually that's who my vote is gonna go for because personally I loved it. And then One Piece, just, I haven't seen it and I don't bother to care for it because it's just such a long running series for, like, it's been going on forever, so I ain't gonna touch it. But anyway. And then we have Boruto, which, again, people have dropped it or skipped out on it at this point, so I don't understand why it's here. Well, I mean, I get why it's here, but at the same time, it's kind of like, no one really talks about Boruto and no one really cares about Boruto, if that makes sense. But as I said, I'm gonna go ahead and vote for March Comes In Like a Lion because it was such an emotional ride and I loved it. And I have so much to say about March Comes In Like a Lion and I'm not gonna go into it too much, but if you haven't seen it, you're missing out on such a good anime. But anyway, that's it. That's everybody that I voted for. Those are my overall thoughts. I know this video is a little long and I'm really sorry. I try to keep it short, sweet, and simple as possible, but your girl had so much to say. But anyway, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this long video and I will see you guys for my next video. Bye!